going on? Got the old heavy Chevy popped open. Water pump went out of it. 378,000 miles, I believe. Time to put a new water pump on it. Alex is in timeout. He's been beating up on the neighbor kids. Sadie Joe's tied up because she's trying to kill the neighbor kids' cat. And ain't nothing going right. MSL Logging, what's up? Well, it's hot. And I'm just in one of them kind of moods. Tater put me there. Everybody go thank Tater for pissing me off at the end of the week. He's going to drive me to be a full-blown alcoholic if he keeps it up. But I'm going to fire his heavy Chevy up and see if it's going to leak water. Mama's truck is broke down. Needs new wheel bearing. Needs new brakes. Typical woman thing. Running about 90 miles an hour, and then you can see a car slowing down a quarter mile ahead of you, but she waits till the last 50 feet at 90 miles an hour to hit the brakes and lock them up. Just put 4 new tires on it. Outer tie rods are shot. I'm ready to be left alone, I guess. But I'm going to fire his truck up and see if it's going to pour some water out, so hang on. And to top it off, I had to go to AutoZone and rent their tool to take the clutch fan off. $80 later. Oh, and they gave me the wrong thermostat, so I had to make 2 trips for that. Thanks, AutoZone. If it is leaking, we're just gonna let it leak. Maybe Sadie's neighbor cat come over here and get him a little drink. If you look over here, Tater, you can see all the tomatoes that I've got tied up. Oh yeah, Bill Built Mater's coming up again this year. Who we got on here and what are we doing? Oh, y'all ain't even heard half of what the hell I've been going through the past 2 weeks. It ain't good, I know that. But here it is. One good thing about it, we got the holiday coming up. What is it, Memorial Day, or I think that's what it is. It ain't been good, boys. It ain't been good. Alex, go find something to get into. Go find something to get into. Quit beating on the little neighbor kids. Oh, Ernest, it's gonna take more than just a couple of cold beers for a week like this. Me and Mama's gonna pull the kayaks out this weekend, and I think Alex might get a go too. I know Sadie Joe's gonna get a go, but we're gonna pull the kayaks out, and there's like a 7 or 8 mile river course, pretty local here, and we're gonna go play around on it this weekend. If I got some room in the Shadow Whiskey, no. I'll be over headbutting that bumper. I get to drinking whiskey. But If I got room on the GoPro, I might throw it on there. Water pump wasn't leaking that bad. It's just leaking enough to be aggravating. It's starting to leak out of the weep hole a little bit, so it wasn't that bad a deal. And I just checked the tack on it when I started it. It's 373,202. It's an 04, and it's got the 6.0 gas motor in there. It's been a good truck. Had to put a new transmission and a new transfer case in it. Oh yeah, Chad, she just now broke in. I got everything in the garage to make my Bill-built bumper for it, but tired of it. Man, I ain't got enough fire in the stove to get me going to want to mess with it. I did smack a road construction cone the other day with the Toyota. Busted the whole damn headlight out of it. It's got clear Gorilla tape on it right now. Fantastic. What else have I destroyed? Oh, I bent a chainsaw bar on the din the other day at work. I'm telling you boys, it ain't been good past 2 weeks. It's been a rough one. And the rough situation ain't even got nothing to do with work. It ain't good. Sadie, what's that noise? Going to Buckenfest. What the hell is Buckenfest? We're going to Paul Bunyan. What's going on, bog donkey? I ain't seen you on here before. Oh man. Damn TSI guys. I was skidding on a clear cut a couple years ago on a coal mine job for the Tiger Cat crew I used to work for. And one of the guys that was running the buncher high stumped a tree on the perimeter of what we was allowed to cut and what we wasn't allowed to cut. And the following year we went back in there, and of course it had damn broom sage neck high. 7 o'clock in the morning, sun coming up out of the east, and I'm heading to the east to go back there and start skidding up against that adjoining coal mine cut. Hit a damn tall stump, just popped her right off the bead. It sucked. Then I got thrown on a chainsaw. Buck and Billy Ray coming to Indiana, calling it Buckenfest. Hoping you and Longer Wade would show up. Buck and Billy Ray's been to Indiana once before, and believe it or not, he wasn't too far away from us, and he never showed up. So I don't think I'm going to go hang out with Buck and Billy Ray. That's my 2 cents on that. The Bunyan, I believe, is the first weekend of October, and it's in Ohio. Oh! I was talking to a boy last night on Facebook, and I cannot remember his damn name. But he says he likes watching my videos, and he knows who I'm talking about. It's about 11 o'clock last night when I finally dozed off, and I trying to find a picture for him, but I couldn't find it. But he's wanting me to do a couple cutting videos for him, because he's having a hard time with the triple hinge and Tater's crazy way of cutting. But I told him I'd show him, and I will whenever we go back to hand cutting. And this job here where we just started today, it's got some hand cutters on it, so I might grab you some of that. But your chain, I'm getting ready to, once this truck shows me it ain't gonna leak no water. Truck guy, what's going on? But once this truck shows me it ain't gonna leak no water, I'll go in there and I'll get started on your chain. He's been running 395, 24-inch bar, and I think a 7-pin. Been talking to him about porting a saw. and he's running semi-skip, cutting hardwood. Was that him? Lance? No, I don't think that was him. Hell, I can't remember. It might be him. But anyways, he's running semi-skip cutting hardwood. And my experience running a semi-skip chain cutting hardwood with a ported saw, it ain't gonna last long. Steven, I was actually at the Woodsman show in New York, the 2016 show. Yes, the heavy Chevy needs a billow built bumper. No, I do not use full skip or semi-skip. I can't get it to bite. And whenever I do get it to bite, you ain't gonna hang on to it. It's gonna hurt you. So I run full comp. And I'm running a 28-inch, 8-pin full comp RS33 chain. And I'm gonna work up an RS33 chain. I'm gonna send it down to that boy. He's from Eastern Tennessee, I think. But I'm gonna send him a chain and see what he thinks about the way I file and the way the RS33 cuts. 661 that pulls a 9-pin, 12-inch bar probably. No, they ain't a bad saw, but I ain't never messed with a 9-pin. Juicy would probably pull a 9-pin pretty good. 28. Oh, come on. You have no problem cutting hardwood. Full comp, even at the 9-pin on a 28. Is it the auto-tune saw, or is it the, have you converted it over to a carburetor, G3 Auto? Probably a carburetor. You're pulling a 9-pin. Either that or that thing's going to put you to sleep. One of the two. Auto, give me some videos. I want to see it. Just whips it out wherever he wants us and gonna take a leak. It literally right there on the side of the screen. Put that thing up. Them little kids don't need to be seeing that. Tree monkey. Who's the tree monkey here? I've heard of tree monkey. I think that guy ports saws. And I want to say Wisconsin, but I might be wrong. But that's about all I got. Yep, that's what I thought. That name sounded familiar. I've actually talked to him about porting a saw before, and I think I've ran one of his ported saws. To be honest about it, it was a 395. Old school home line. I ain't never been around a home line. Nope, this is my last drink, Joe. I only get 2 a day. What? In the trash. Have you done with it?
That one?
No, one in the garage. But looks like the heavy Chevy's gonna stay dry. Might get another 300,000 out of her. I'm only allowed 2 beers a day. It's hot and I gotta work, and I got a hard enough time getting out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, so we ain't gonna tear one on in the work week. Got some good cherry shine. I had some juicy juice last year at the Paul Bunyan. I was passing it around. It got emptied out pretty quick. Everybody seemed to like it. I think I'm about done on the old juicy juice. But anyways, fellers, just thought I'd come on here and just shoot the bull, waiting to see if this thing's gonna leak. I was gonna do a live feed last night. You want to run what 395 G3 Auto? Was gonna do a live feed last night, but and I was talking to Skidder Kev about it. But the just as soon as I said something about doing a live feed, like everybody and their brother wanted to call me right there in the middle of it, so I didn't even do it. Brandon, where are you riding at Kentucky? I was down there for Mudfest. the Husky you guys got. That's actually my saw there, G3 Auto. Do I know anybody online selling ported saws? No, not really. But that Tree Monkey guy that G3 Auto's talking about, he's actually a pretty reputable guy as far as porting work. Believe it or not, Chad, I am actually sitting, Dirty Turtle, I've been there, that thing sucks. Chad, I'm sitting in the same spot I always do live feeds. I don't know what's going on, but it is decent service. I don't know, maybe it's the brake clean can you guys are leaning up against, I don't know. We are thinking about going to Tennessee riding, not sure where. There's another place in Kentucky, Blue Holler. We're wanting to go down there and ride. I'm wanting to check that place out. No cars. See these pecker nets flying around me. That air dam on mine's been gone for about 5 or 6 years. So, I don't know what's going to happen as far as this weekend with the old GoPro and the kayaks and Mama and FTL. What is the FTL? Florida Hatfield McCoy. I really want to go ride Hatfield McCoy. But there's a lot of parks, these four-wheeler parks, that don't allow three-wheelers on them, and Dirty Turtle's one of them. And I actually talked to the owner myself about taking Big Nasty down there to Dirty Turtle and strictly staying on the upper half of, like, just the main drag where everybody parks and camps and whatnot. Nope. He said don't even bring it and leave it on a trailer. Said I don't want nobody bringing three-wheelers on the property. So, hey, you lost my business, buddy. That's how I see it. Brimstone in Tennessee. I've heard of that, and I think I got a buddy that wants me to go down there. He lives in Kentucky. But they got like a bunch of concerts and whatnot going on down there, I think. Thought I heard something squealing. Who built my Husky? G3 Auto. On with the questions tonight. Guy out of Wisconsin, his name is Alan, and I'm probably gonna get his last name wrong. Walthus, I think is how you say his last name. Alan Walthus. Pretty good build. I built Tater's 395, but I felt like there was more power to be gotten, and I sent Big Mac out to get ported to see if I can compare the power. Not tear this all down and see what the guy's doing, like somebody out there on the West Coast is accusing me of doing. I'll put my hand on a Bible and take a lie detector test. I never tore that saw down to see what that guy was doing. I could care less what that guy's doing with the saw. I had that saw built to work it, not to tear it down to see what he's doing to it. But anyways, I wanted to see what the power difference was between an actual built ported saw and what I was doing. And there ain't a lot of difference, honestly. The guy milled the head a little bit, like he decked the head on it, and mine's got a little bit more bottom gut to it than what Tater's has got, but Tater seems to have a little bit more RPM than what mine's got, and it handles the RPM better than mine, than Big Mac. So it's one and one. You shitting hand, one hand wishing the other, I guess. I don't know. You can't win them all. I like the Husky. It's got good bottom end to it. It ain't really a high RPM saw, but for what I'm doing, I don't need a high screaming RPM full-blown race saw. I need something I can just reach down there and grab a hold of it and pry on it. Kirk Miller wants to know how everybody's doing. We're doing pretty good. We're chit-chatting. G3 Auto. You damn got accused of the same shit. I'll be. Tell me it wasn't by the same guy I'm thinking of. Kind of a bald-headed guy, got a little squeaky, high-pitched voice. Charges $700 to port a chainsaw. And don't stand behind his work. I'm not going to say any names. See if anybody can guess it. And I won't answer it if you guess it. Kevin, I can't answer that. Jack did build a hell of a saw. North Carolina, that's a travel. Oh man, starting to cool off now. See, I've heard a lot of people tell me that they've got saws that outrun Jack's saws. I wasn't looking for something that is a race saw. For my first ported saw, it was a nice saw. But now that I've been porting saws and playing with them a little bit, who we got here? Tori, I'm from Southern Indiana. But now that I've been playing with saws and porting them a little bit, it's definitely not worth $700 to send a saw to Jack and get it ported on. Real McCoy's in here. Real McCoy, you always show up when I'm ready to shut her down. No, I do not sell saws, and right now I don't even have time to start a saw, not alone port one. I don't know if you can see the sawdust back there in the background. I was cutting with Big Mac and 460 last night, doing some RPM checks. Big Mac is actually pretty weak on the RPM. 460 is cranking about 14.4. Big Mac was ringing around 12.3. A little disappointed on that, but that thing's got a lot of bottom end power in it. Ain't really an RPM saw. Yeah, too busy working on broke down Chevys all the time to do anything. Neighbors are home. Say, Joe, you better leave that cattle on their home now. MSL, good seeing you, buddy. You be good, be safe. See, I've heard a couple good things about the 7900s there, G3 Auto, but we ain't really got that kind of dealer support around here for Domar. And Tater's been running Huskies for a pretty good while now, so there's an abundant supply of spare parts laying around out there at the mill and the storage. So that's kind of like that 1661 they got. Every time that thing breaks down, which ain't very often, we gotta go make a special trip to go get parts for it because we ain't got in-house parts for it. We ain't got a stockpile of broken down used parts, so that kind of sucks. So it'd be the same way with the 7900. We ain't got the support around here for it, and we ain't got the parts laying around for it. Scott Cherry, get a Ford and a Husqvarna, life will be good. Scott Cherry, how dare you even remotely come on my channel with that kind of filthy language, but yet your picture is you holding a steel. Now come on. Yeah, my 460 is pretty nice. I've had that thing a while. It's been a good saw. Yeah, I like the 661. It's not a bad saw. Get my tomatoes out yet. Kevin, where have you been? Hang on. Let me get rid of this so I can show you. What the hell? Well, now it ain't going to disappear. No. Pushing buttons I don't need to be pushing. Real McCoy, are you going to the button? You don't need to be asking if I'm going, Real McCoy. You need to be over there, Kevin. That's tomatoes. Tater's all kinds of jealous. He's Real McCoy's going to the Bunyan. Real McCoy, I've been asked to go, but I don't know if I'm allowed to go. Yes, still got no. That was the 661 was not mine. That's Tater's 661. I just worked on it, got it going a little better than what it was. Tori, you have a good one too. Oh, I'll make sure to give Tater a hell of a time. I'm just playing with you, Scott. I'm just busting on you. Real McCoy, I was told that Nutsy may not be able to make it. He's got some kind of a hunting adventure with Jim Shockey, the outdoorsman kind of guy. You're hunting? What are you hunting? Birds? Well, don't hurt any. You know how I shut Daddy's truck off?
What?
You know how I shut my truck off? See if you can shut it off. I hope you don't grab all that key and turn it forward. That drives me nuts when people does that. Way to go, dude. I'm gonna have him driving that thing next week. No, Tater don't ride. I will tell you all a quick story. Tater had a 400EX. You even brought me the keys? You're alright. Tater had a 400EX and was having some carburetor problems. So he asked me if I'd come over and work on it. And I said, yeah, I'll come over and look at it. And he'd done been in there messing around like normal. Lost some of the parts to the carburetor. But it was still running, but it was like backfiring, spitting and sputtering. Didn't want to run under its own power. Didn't want to idle. You will not believe what I saw whenever I showed up at Tater's house. 400EX with a homemade Tater built wheelie bar. He was scared to ride wheelies on that thing. He had like air up. You can literally put air in them. They was like 4-5 inch diameter. 2 of them hanging out the back end of that thing. He goes, man, this thing's it's scary. It's got too much power. It wants to come over and flip over on me all the time. So I put this wheelie bar on there so it won't flip over on me. I thought, are you kidding me? You got to be wearing girl panties telling me that you put wheelie bars on a 400EX. Come on. But that is the truth. And mosquitoes are eating me up. I'm actually wanting to get a razor. Not for sure which one. Don't know which one. G3 Auto wants me to please talk to Tater about Bucking Fest. I will be there. Bring some saws. I think he meant to say camping overnight. I'll say something to Tater about it because Tater likes bucking, and I ain't got a problem with bucking except for it's bucking. Real McCoy got a wild four-wheeler, huh? Yes, God, that is pretty sad that he's got to have a wheelie bar on the back of a racing four-wheeler. That's about like a guy going to work, cutting trees, with a chainsaw-proof vest so you don't get cut on the arms or anything. Do better than 60. Real McCoy? Yeah, I would like the high lifter, but don't want the payment with it, and I don't want the headache with it. I don't know enough about the newer side-by-side, four-wheeler kind of thing, so I ain't been keeping up with them to see what's what. Dickard's in here. How you doing, Dickie? I think Tater actually sent you some goodies finally. Don't hold me to that, but I think. And we ain't got the red solo cup, but we got the orange international. What else are we going to chit chat about? We've been on there 30 minutes. Polaris are trash. I'll have to agree with that. International works for Dickie. Hello, Dakar. Oh, you want to talk about wearing a shirt at work? Oh my God. You're about to make me gag. He gets in the den and acts like he's feeling sexy or something. He just starts taking clothes off. I come in there one day and he had his damn boots off with his socks on, running the den. I thought, what are you doing? Said he's getting comfortable. Sorry, honey. 570 Sportsman is a B. Believe it or not, I just about beat a 570 Sportsman in the mud bog at the Mudfest. He was in four-wheel drive, had like he was in the mud bog and four-wheel drive, like 29-inch whatevers, and only beat me like a foot and a half. And I was on the old Big Red Nasty in two-wheel drive. I couldn't even kick in three-wheel drive. I couldn't get it to kick in, but I was trying. Well, boys and girls, I guess I better get off here. Mama is blowing my phone up. Me and Sadie Joe's getting eat up by mosquitoes, and Alex is out back hunting birds with a dart gun. And my beer's about empty. Yes, Mama, I know you just called me. Real McCoy, it's been fun. We'll see you later and holler at you later. Y'all be good. I'm just reading comments, getting caught up. Later on, folks. Dickie? No, we ain't gonna learn today, Dickie. It's almost time to go to bed. I'm gonna go in there and look at the back of my eyelids. See y'all. How do I close this one out? There? No. Where is it at? Dickie, how you shut this thing off? Here.